Welcome to Keeping in Sync with Microsoft 365 for this week, the 5th of June. Just a reminder, as with every week, that dates may change and certain settings may not come to your tenant based on licensing or certain settings based on admin requirements and compliance and those kind of things, so don't shoot the messenger. Now, starting off with OneDrive. In the OneDrive on the web, you'll be able to click the edit action and you'll be able to then seamlessly annotate with hand-drawn ink in your PDF documents and also have your modifications automatically saved to your OneDrive account. Additionally, any OneDrive for the web PDF files will actually allow you to edit the forms inside of them and then be able to save them, so you don't need to install any PDF viewers for that to work. And this is rolling out early to late June. Now, also in the world of OneDrive, Microsoft, for some reason, is going to be relocating the sync button from front and center in the command bar to being hidden inside the gears icon. I don't get this at all. I would have thought you'd want it to be there, but then maybe we're assuming that everybody is automatically syncing OneDrive and so it's not needed there. I don't get it. Anyway, that's rolling away early June to late July, or hopefully not. Hope they change their mind. Now, last week I talked about how the Stream Classic web part in SharePoint, it was effectively going to be read-only, and you wouldn't be able to use it again, and we were waiting for new web parts to replace it. In the interim, we do have a little bit of progress where the SharePoint list web part actually will have a playlist functionality, playlist view. So from that, you'll be able to select a playlist from the list picker while configuring the list web part, and you'll also be able to see either the full-blown playlist view as the default view for playlists. This is rolling out early to late June. Now, if you're in a Teams call, you've actually been able to zoom in on meetings for a while, but it's been a little bit hard to do, or you've needed to actually have the ability to use a touch screen using zoom gestures and pinches and those kind of things. Whereas now in this update, you'll be able to zoom in and restore the original size of the incoming screen share, which will make it a lot easier for you to see what's on your screen, especially if people are using a large widescreen or a very high resolution. This is rolling out early June to mid-July. Now, if you've ever gotten called out for using your phone during a meeting, now you've got an excuse. Users of Android phones will be able to join a Teams meeting in what's called companion mode when you're in the same physical meeting room as all the meeting equipment on the call. And when you join from your device, it'll put it into that companion mode, which allows you to chat, react, share, and do more functionality within the Teams meeting. This is rolling out early to mid-June. Now, also in Teams, because it's all about Teams and Viva these days, soon you'll have the ability to report messages within Teams as security risks, kind of like you can with emails. Now, usually you might be thinking, hang on a sec, I get chat messages from my peers, why would I want to report them? Well, probably good reason for some of them. But the reality is you may also accept a chat message from someone who you think might be legitimate, only to find out that it's not. So this allows you to report that message, which will block it. However, this is only if you are licensed for Office 365 E5 or Microsoft 365 E5. This is rolling out early to mid-June. And hey, also in Teams, people who are using Teams room devices on Windows in meeting rooms can now actually participate in breakout rooms and be moved in and out of the main meeting, as well as to control it from the Teams room control panel as well. Now, also, people in a physical meeting room can select the together mode scene for those in the room. Although that one will be interesting to see how it actually looks, given you are already technically together. So I'm curious to see how you show up in together mode when you're together. So maybe it's everybody huddled into one little view. Anyway, this is rolling out mid-June to late July. Now, we're done with Teams, over to Viva for the next 30 minutes. So the new answers-focused view in Viva Engage will help people focus their Viva Engage experience on asking and answering questions. However, this will only be visible for those who are licensed for the Viva Suite or Viva Answers, and if your network has been upgraded to native mode, which may sound gibberish to you, but speak to your IT department. So this will make it a lot easier for you to see answers instead of having to go through various communities to find them. This is rolling out early to late June. Also in Viva Engage, just in case you've forgotten, that was what YAML was called. So campaigns in Viva Engage is launching 3 new features, mainly being a campaign hub, a search category for campaigns, and executive sponsorship for campaigns. So users will be able to discover and find campaigns. Leaders will be able to sponsor the campaigns that they support, which is hopefully all of them. And campaigns that have executive sponsors will also show up in the leadership corner functionality. So in the hub, what you'll find is top campaigns, sponsored campaigns, and browse all campaigns. You'll also be able to search for campaigns using the Viva Engage search bar. And also the newly added executive sponsors will, as I said, allow leaders to sponsor and support campaigns, but also can be added manually by campaign managers. This is rolling out mid to late June. Now, actually, over to Whiteboard. So there was some updates last week from Whiteboard and a few more this week. So if you, like me, struggle to write by hand these days as you've been a keyboard warrior for far too long, then Whiteboard is here to rescue you. Soon you'll be able to both straighten your writing that was written on an angle, and if your handwriting is not so pretty, as mine is quite terrible, then soon you'll be able to beautify it. Maybe what we can actually do is scan our letters from doctors and actually be able to understand what they've written in there. So this particular functionality will be rolling out early to late June on Whiteboard for the web, Whiteboard on Windows, and meeting room devices. And that's it for keeping in sync with Microsoft 365 this week.